Okay, if we take a quick peek here, first of all, posture-wise, it's pretty solid. You know, you notice tilt in between that 45, 55 degree range again. Just always want to double check this, right? But the last couple of times you've come back to me, I mean, it's really, really solid with the overall look. Now, from a swing standpoint, just be careful that the first move's not moving too far to the inside. First couple of swings I saw, it was starting to creep back there a little bit, but then you started to take it back up the shaft plane a little bit here. I'd still like to see eventually maybe just a slightly more vertical hinge down the road, but it's getting up there a little bit now, and you can see the club's pretty much parallel to the original shaft plane. Top of the swing, nice and tight up in here right now. Okay, that looks good. Continue reducing the hip turn as best you can, but there's still that little movement there where we kind of go out towards our left toe. That's kind of the problem where we see you lose your posture. It just wants to kind of go out that way. We got to stay off the toes and start to move more into that left heel. So you might play around with it a little bit from a balance standpoint. But with that little bit of that movement going forward like this, you know, that's going to, again, cause tendency sometimes to kind of hunch down and maybe get trapped or stuck a little bit with the right hip on the right elbow, you know, almost touching. I'd like to see get to a point, if we could, where we created just a little bit more freedom with some of those swings. So one of the things that we had you do was actually make a couple golf swings where you really don't worry about moving through the ball so much, but you'll notice in here there's not as much of a move forward, but we just tried to get the arms out in front of the body just a touch more. Now what we have to be careful of is that we don't get you swinging out to in with that. So you just might do a couple of those just you know, as you go, and you'll notice a little bit of a difference here with the right elbow in relation to the right hip. So we're trying to come from the inside, but we're also trying to create the space to get the right arm in front of the body. So you could do swings too without a golf ball, where you just work on straightening the arms, you know, out in front of you, kind of like those little ballistic type of movements. Okay, that'd be another good way to get a little bit of a feel, you know, for that. But that looked pretty good right there, and then there wasn't as much of that move forward. Some other things that we had you do, we actually had you do a couple where you place the club up on your shoulders, and you just started to get the feeling of rotating through. That's another good way right there to stop the tendency of jumping forward. Okay. Other drills that you can do, go up against maybe like a door frame, and you just sit there and you just work on, you know, trying to make your golf swing without jumping forward into it. I think if you can just find that feeling where you can somehow make a move full speed, I think it'll start to creep in there pretty quick. But you know, even from here, just that little move out, right? Just want to try and stop that just slightly. So that'll be a good goal. But main thing going out on the golf course will be to work on coming from the inside. Okay? And what we see right in here is we see the golf club coming from the inside and then square. And you're going to hit some pretty good golf shots from there overall. Driver-wise, keep going with, you know, keep doing what you're doing with the driver. You know, it looks like you're making a pretty good, powerful move at it. Even if it's a touch more inside with it, you've got the golf club coming in nice and shallow right now. I mean, really good swing path, so I would just stick with that as much as you can. Sound good?